Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. In today's update, we are going to check out ZBC's price chart and see what is going on, and I'm going to tell you why we basically have to see a bit of a move on the upside hopefully soon. But before we get into that, we are going to check out some news, and this, my friends, is, trust me, a really big one for ZBC. Now, in case you're not active on Twitter, they recently announced their admission to Nacha's Payment Innovation Alliance, which is essentially the body that governs the $85 trillion United States payment network. And by doing this, I think they are trying to bridge the gap between old money, meaning banks, and the new version of money, meaning blockchains. Now, here is what's happening in like very simple terms. And to understand this, we need to define two very boring, but I would say critical things, which is Nacha and also ISO 2022. You see, every single time that you get a direct deposit salary or pay a bill online in the United States, okay, that money is going to move through the ACH network, and it is essentially like the plumbing of the United States economy, moving again more than $85 trillion a year, and Nacha is essentially the organization that makes the rules of this plumbing. Now, with this update, Zebec has been admitted to Nacha's Payment Innovation Alliance, and they are now actually sitting at the same table as, guess what? Big names like, for example, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and also ADP, and they are essentially helping to decide how the future of US payments are going to work. Point number two. What is actually ISO 2022? Because I think this is actually like a massive deal. Basically, you need to think of ISO 2022 as the universal language of neobanks. Let's just say this, the new universal language of banks. You see, old bank systems, they actually spoke different languages, which is why international wires actually took 3, maybe even in some cases more than 3, 4, 5 days. ISO 22, on the other hand, is actually the new standard that allows banks to talk to each other instantly and carry rich data. And I'm going to show you a clip of Simon, Zebec CEO, saying that if you don't speak this language, you will be left behind. And Zebec, in case you don't know, has recently actually finished upgrading its system to speak this language perfectly, making it very compatible with every single modern bank in the whole world. Now, let's talk about this important clip of Simon a little bit, and then we are going to go on the live chart. You see, in this clip, Simon talks about a very important thing. Quote, you cannot be competitive in global payments without ISO certification. And in my view, this is like a direct shot at other crypto payments projects. I mean, let's be honest, we don't really have a whole lot of projects working on the payroll side that are as strong as Zebec. And I'll be honest with you, I am right now very shocked about the market not really paying a whole lot of attention to Zebec. And to be honest, that's actually perfect for me, since I am a fundamental and a very much, I would say, fair value investor. And these prices, from my POV, it's just great buying opportunities. But again, overall, I am really surprised at just how the market is ignoring Zebec. Anyway, back to this clip. You see, most crypto projects actually live in a bit of a bubble, meaning they only talk to other blockchains, maybe even some of them do not have even this ability. Now, Simon in this clip is arguing that real adoption requires talking to banks, and there's a bit of a problem in here, because if a company uses Zebec for instant payroll, but the money is going to take 3, maybe even in some cases more than 3, 4, 5 days, then okay, the product simply is going to fail because of the old wires. Now, what's the solution? Well, guess what? By adopting ISO 22, Zebec ensures that when money leaves the blockchain and enters the banking system, it doesn't really slow down. It basically allows for end-to-end speed. Now, you might ask, well, okay, why do we care about this and also about that Nacha announcement? And you might ask, well, okay, what are the possible future effects? You see, if you read this post right in here, they say that in 2026, Zebec is planning to deepen its integration across the ACH network, and this is, in my view, a massive deal. You see, this tweet basically mentions an expansion as early as January 2026, where Zebec is going to become the first blockchain payroll provider to integrate these standards across Nacha. And this is going to have two profound, massive effects. Number one is going to be instant fiat settlement. You see, right now, ACH is taking about 1 or 2 days, but by using blockchain rails inside the Nacha framework, Zebec could potentially offer businesses the ability to send US dollars that settles much faster than traditional banks, but at the same time with full regulatory safety. And trust me, if you are working on payroll, you absolutely 100% need regulation and you need to be compliant. This is basically not negotiable. Effect number two that I think this is going to have comes down to ADP. You see, ADP is actually the payroll giant in United States, and it's very important to note that they are also in this alliance. Now, Zebec in here, in my opinion, is trying to position themselves not just as a crypto alternative, but potentially as like a modern, faster competitor to legacy payroll system. We are talking about ADP using the exact same compliance standards that they do. So, in a nutshell, what they are trying to do is this. They are trying to be a competitor to ADP, but they are just trying to one-up them and do their job much better with the help of the blockchain technology. Now, in my view, this is in the mid to long term, not necessarily in the short term, actually quite bullish for Zebec. Why is that? Because I think this is going to create a moat that is nearly impossible for other crypto projects to cross. And you might ask, why is that? Three very important points. Number one, most crypto projects are right now fighting over only the 2 trillion crypto market cap. On the other hand, Zebec in here has plugged itself into the $86 trillion ACH market and even capturing, like, let's say 0.01% of ACH volume would be about $8.6 billion in flow. And that, my friends, is absolutely massive for the ZBCN token economy. Point number two, you see, a Fortune 500 company will never ever use a DeFi protocol for payroll because simple reason, it is way too risky. However, they will on the other hand use a Nacha Alliance member that is also ISO 2022 certified. And this certification, in my view, gives CFOs the permission that they need to say yes to Zebec, and it is like essentially removing the crypto risk stigma. Finally, point number three. This tweet is essentially confirming that Zebec is going to be the first blockchain payroll provider to do this and being first to speak the bank's language while at the same time running on blockchain rails actually puts them years and years and years ahead of competitors who are still to this date even trying to only figure out the compliance stuff. So again, this is going to be one more huge advantage for Zebec over the other competitors. So in conclusion, in my view, this announcement is actually very bullish for Zebec, and the fact that they are now also ISO 2022 compliant, in my view, is yet another great thing going for them. And I'll be honest with you guys, I really have a hard time believing that with all this hard, solid efforts that they are putting in, they are not going to witness the fruits of their labor. And sure, maybe the market right now at least is not necessarily paying attention to altcoins, but I do think by the end of this cycle, this is actually going to change big time. So while the prices are low, have fun enjoying that opportunity, because I really do have a hard time believing that that is actually going to last for like a very long period of time. I think the market right now is consolidating a little bit, and if there is a project that fundamental wise you are bullish on, and also it is around their cycle lows, not necessarily their all-time lows, but definitely their cycle lows, I think you should probably take advantage of those opportunities. And I fully understand that buying when we are having like massive moves on the downside is actually quite hard, since you have to justify buying, for example, token X around, let's say, like $8, knowing full well that there is like a very high chance maybe in the next week or two, maybe even in the next month or two, go a bit slower, maybe around 80 cents. But believe me when I tell you, These are actually the real opportunities that if you're smart enough to take advantage of them, overall in the mid to long term, you are going to end up making a lot of money. Now, in case of Zebec and in terms of what is going on when it comes to Helios waves, this is actually why I am so bullish. You see, in my view, in the long term, from this importance low to about this high around, let's say 0.7 of a cent, we have completed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. Followed by that, I do think that this whole move is just a correction structure on the downside. And in terms of the shape of it, we can consider different possibilities. Here is, I'm gonna say probably one likely one. This can be, from this point and A, B, C zigzag down into our wave W. Followed by that, this can be correction for our wave X, and this might end up being another, WXY in form of a zigzag into this larger degree wave. But essentially, in my view, in ZBEC, we are having a complex structure, and overall, it's going to be a WXY in form of a zigzag followed by a double zigzag. Can we consider some other possibilities? Answer, absolutely yes. But here's the deal. I actually do not have the problem to find the subbase for a correction structure to work in here. No, in my view, overall, this is a correction, and maybe that is pretty much all we need to know. And as long as in terms of classic technical analysis, meaning supports and resistances, we are staying above this important level between, let's say, 0.2 to about 0.235 of a cent, I think we are allowed to consider hopefully the end of our correction to happen in this area, and let's have another great move on the upside. And even if you want to be like really pessimistic, you can say, well, okay, fair enough. This is a 5 wave up, but on a higher degree, it's into an A leg, followed by that a correction for wave B. And even according to this pessimistic scenario, you are most likely going to, by the end of this cycle, witness another great move on the upside into wave C, which and at bare minimum, we are going to take the highest high for the first target, about 0.7 of a cent, meaning we can have something like a 250% move on the upside. Definitely not that bad, but I think we are probably going to go quite a bit higher than that. Maybe even somewhere around 1.5 cents region is going to be a better target. Now, if you like to be a little bit optimistic and you want to say, you know what, maybe this isn't actually an ABC, and maybe this is going to be a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and the next move is going to be a big one into wave 3, 4, 5. I think according to this scenario, you are actually allowed to consider like much higher targets. Why is that? Because in terms of Helios waves, we usually argue that our wave 3 is actually going to be like a massive, strong move on the upside, and it's not going to be, at least in terms of size, similar to the length of our wave 1. On the other hand, if you're having something like an ABC, okay, the story is a little bit different. Your C leg is going to be relatively the same size as your wave A, but if you're having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this thing right in here, there's a very high chance that it's going to get extended. And for example, I can tell you maybe even according to this target, we are easily going to see maybe like 1.5 to 2 cents area. So we are basically talking about something like a 7 to 10x move on the upside. And that is lovely if you are willing to be patient. Okay, it's very important to understand that, at least in a very short term. I don't really believe that the market is actually going to go anywhere. Now, having said all that, if you remember the last time that we talked about ZBEC, we were around these areas, and the idea was that, well, okay, right now we're gonna witness a bit of a move on the downside, and let's hope that that move is just gonna be in form of a correction structure. And what happened? We are having a bit of a move down, and is it in form of a correction or not? First things first, why do we care about this being in form of a correction? You see, if you want to argue that we're gonna have our final low around this region, maybe this is like a decent support, which in case of Zebec, it is actually a very important support. Okay, off of the lowest low in here, you have to be able to find a 5 wave up. This specific count is called an impulse. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, our wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And in terms of the sub waves, you know it, we're gonna have, let's change the colors, 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can consider different possibilities. Let's say show ABC into wave 2, and yeah, okay, maybe like an A, B, C, D, E, a triangle into our wave 4. If you are able to find something like this, that means bare minimum, at least you can be maybe a bit optimistic. Having said that, I don't really believe that right around the highs is a buy opportunity. Why? Because if you are a regular viewer of the channel, you know what I'm about to say. After completing a 5 wave, even according to the most bullish case, what are we going to have? Yes, a bit of a move on the downside. And if this is going to be like a very slow and choppy move, great sign. At that point, we can say, you know what? These areas are great buying opportunities, in hope that we end up having the next magnificent phase on the upside. And if I just go on the live chart, okay, so the reason for why we want to see in here a bit of a correction as structure in ZBEC is this. You see, off of the lowest low in here, I am able to tell you this is 5 up into 1, this is correction for wave 2, big 5 wave up into wave 3, and question, where is your wave 4 and 5? Answer, you don't have it at least yet. So that's why we want to argue. Let's hope this is going to be a bit of a slow and choppy move down into our wave 4, and followed by that, we have to, again, this is really the key. If you want to say we have already hit our final low, we have to, from these areas, get another move up into our wave 5, and then absolutely fair, we can have like a slow and choppy move on the downside. And who knows, maybe even during this move up, ZBEC essentially has to swim against the current trend, because in my view, there is a chance that in BTC, maybe even soon, we are going to see like a bit of a move on the downside. So I'm not really sure whether this move up in ZBEC is going to be alongside BTC also going up. But again, all I know is this, basically from these areas, maybe even like I would say maybe a bit lower, we have to do something like this, maybe even consolidate a bit more, no problem at all. But then we have to have a move on the upside if we want to be bullish and call this thing our final low. If not, and from here, if we are going to witness like a very strong move on the downside, at that point, we're going to take the loss, and that's not necessarily like that much of a big deal. At that point, I need you to pay attention to this important region and see what's going to happen to it. If we're going to break it, okay, the next target is going to be around this area right in here, about 0.13 to about 0.14 of a cent. And I know this is something like a 40% drop, and it might hurt in a very short time. But in my view, since fundamental wise, we are absolutely on the right track, I think any kind of move down in ZBEC is just going to be a beautiful buying opportunity. So overall, we want to be optimistic in ZBEC, but if you want to argue that we're going to have like a beautiful move on the upside, again, I'm going to say it for now. Just pay attention to this importance line, because if we get a break of it, and by that I mean we go above it and then do a very slow and choppy pullback, which also aligns with our Elliott wave scenario, and then we get another move up in order to take the highs, great sign. At that point, we can argue, you know what, this head and shoulder is confirmed, and it is going to send us up quite a bit by about, I'm going to say maybe 60-70% in the short term, which is definitely not that bad. Overall, right now, in my view, we shouldn't really do anything. We should just wait a little bit more and hope that this is going to be a correction as structure, and then we are going to do something like this. If we do this, awesome sign. At that point, hopefully the final low is going to be already in. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in ZBEC's chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.